Why do you need a full-frame f0.95 lens? Fast aperture? Character? Unique look? Let's find out. What's the difference between f2.8 or f4 lens and f0.95? Look at this night sky shot, and how much brighter it is at f0.95. So today we're having a look at the most affordable 50mm f0.95 lens on the market right now, from Brightin Star. What's good guys, you're watching No Limits on channel. Don't expect razor sharpness, perfect image quality and absence of vignette or flaring from any f0.95 lens. It's all about the look. Of course, topping down this lens you can get some decent classic 50mm lens results starting from f2 and further down to f8 to get great detail even in the extreme corners. But that's not what you're looking for in f0.95 lens. So let's have a more precise look at this lens. It has 10 elements and 9 groups and you can purchase it for those camera mounts. The aperture ring has hard stops every full stop of light from f0.95 to f22, which is nice for photographers but pretty limiting since you cannot adjust aperture by 1/3 of a stop like you can with almost every other lens you used, and also it's not that good for video work. The Brightin Star 50mm f0.95 is fully made out of metal, has no weather sealing and feels quite heavy at 750 grams. It has a smooth and a little tough focus ring with around 180 degrees of rotation. Could be a bit more, but no complaints here. The most disappointing part about otherwise great build quality is a flimsy permanently attached lens hood. Not a fan of it, for sure. The 62mm filter thread is okay and pretty common. It has 10-bladed aperture, but the blades are not rounded, thus having not circular shape even at f1.4, and also revealing quite cool sun stars even at f1.4, which is very unusual but looks nice. The bokeh is outstanding. It feels like you can drown in this amount of creamy orbs at the background. Of course, we do see some cat's eye shaped bokeh towards the edges of the frame, which is a very common thing on such lenses, but the inner parts of the bokeh circles are smooth and not busy, but also they have a touch of color fringing, but it's not too bad. Speaking of color fringing and chromatic aberrations, we see a very strong purple and green fringing at f0.95, which is no surprise, but it almost gone by f2.8, so when you know how to work around this issue in certain situations, it shouldn't become a big problem. Let's have a look at sharpness, vignette and distortion. As you can see, it has quite heavy and pronounced barrel distortion, which can be easily corrected in photos in post, but in video it can be a bit trickier. At f0.95 it's kinda hazy, has small halos around detail and very low contrast, and also quite strong vignette. The center sharpness and contrast are radically improved by f2, and by f2.8 the vignette almost goes away and the center sharpness becomes very good. But the extreme edges sharpen up only at f8, and to be honest, such lenses are not made for perfect corner sharpness and most of the time used for portraits or placing the subject close to the center part of the frame. Flares are, let me say, funky. The lens hood doesn't really improve anything, at least to my eye, and the flares heavily reduce contrast. They are very vibrant, big and colorful, but considering the mysterious look of this lens that you get at 0.95, they organically match the dreamy look. The minimal focus and distance is 50 centimeters, which is very far, and the close-up image quality at wider apertures is also pretty poor, so this lens is not designed for macro photography of any kind. The focus breathing is noticeable, not the worst I've seen, but the video shooters have to be careful with long focus racks. And of course, the Brightin Star lens is a great companion for low-light shooting. As you can see, even in the city with a lot of light pollution, we are able to see the stars at f0.95 and ISO 12800 in S-Log3 with Sony a7S III. But the coma smearing is existent, and stopping down this lens to f4 reduces it drastically. And that is why it's not the best choice for astrophotography, since you do get this coma smearing at f0.95. Christopher Frost, my favorite lens reviewer on YouTube, recently compared this Brightin Star lens with 3 f0.95 lenses for double the price, and the overall conclusion after watching all of the precise tests is that the Brightin Star lens shows a very close or even better performance, and definitely none of those $800 lenses worth paying twice as much for such minor improvements. And the price of the Brightin Star lens is only $390 if you can find a good deal, or $435 as a regular retail price on Amazon. I'll leave a link to Chris's video in the description below if you're curious about this comparison, and also I'll leave a link to my review of Mitakon 50mm f1.2 lens, so you'll have a better understanding about ultra-fast 50mm lenses at this price point. To conclude, the Brightin Star 50mm f0.95 lens is a controversial piece of kit. On one side we have a unique look, character and feeling to it, combined with nice build quality except for the weird lens hood, and good sharpness and overall image characteristics at slower apertures. But on the other side, very specific and really not perfect image at faster apertures like f0.95. But ask yourself two questions. Is it that expensive if you want to try out something different and new? And what are you choosing this lens for on the first place? Clinically sharpened standard shots, or for this a bit vintage, interesting and definitely unusual look? In my opinion, the answer is clear, but I'd love to hear your opinions in the comment section below. If you did enjoy this video, please smash the like and subscribe buttons as I say in my videos, and hit the notifications bell. My name is Oleg Nikitin, here are a couple of videos for you to watch next, and I see you guys in the next video. Take care, bye.